Apologies again, guys, for the slight delay. My laptop's cut out twice already, so let's hope it doesn't go again. How are we all feeling today?
Thanks.
Not too bad. Where's
did you get hold of Craig last night?
Yeah. He received his fisting well.
Was it just you? Was it just a private thing, or did you make it public?
No. He bent over for us all in front of the class. No lube required.
I was just wondering if it was an intimate affair or everyone was involved.
No. It was more of a public shaming. Okay. Morning, guys. Welcome to Kettle and Coffee. So grab yourself a coffee, grab yourself a kettlebell, and you can use dumbbell as well. There'll be certain things that you can't use, but if you've got a dumbbell, we'll make good use of that. We'll start with a little bit of mobility, and then we'll dive straight into some skill-based training, and then finish at the end of the session with a little heart raiser, a bit of a team workout at the end, partner workout, and we're good to go. Start Thursday the right way. So take it down to the floor. We'll start in your child's pose position. So place your bum onto your heels. Slide your hands forwards as far as you can go, and place your forehead on the floor. Keeping the bum on the heels. Reach those fingertips as far out as you can, so you feel your shoulder blades lift up and out of their pockets. Forehead on the floor, and take some nice deep rhythmic breaths. In for the nose, out for the mouth. In for the nose, out for the mouth. Good. Just feel that lower back open up. 2 more deep breaths. In for the nose, out for the mouth. 1 more. Good. Should feel that lower back open up. Right now, from child's pose position, you're going to roll forwards, tuck the tail, bring the shoulders towards the fingertips, spread the fingers on the floor, and in this position here, roll the shoulders forwards, tuck the lower back, drop the rib cage, drop your chin on your chest, and round the back as much as you can. As you start to come forward and approach the fingertips, start to flex the spine in the opposite direction, sink the hips, lift the rib cage, lift the chin, squeeze the glutes into cobra. Push back into child's pose, back to the shoulders, roll the spine. Work slowly through these movements, focusing on any tight spots. Just move slower through those areas. Let's do 5 of these. So there's 2. Pose. Roll forwards, sink down, and when you bring your shoulders towards the fingertips, feel that stretch in those wrists. 2 more, push back and away, roll forwards, sink that spine, lift that chest, ribs, the chin. 1 more for me, push back, roll through, sink down, lift the head and the chest. Good. Okay, this time from child's pose, you're going to come forwards, bring your left foot to left hand, reach your left hand out. So you feel that shoulder blade lift up and out of its pocket. Cut back and over from 12 o'clock through the middle to 6. And as you go, look over the shoulder, turn these hips into it and sink the hip to the floor. Look over. Have a good stretch there. Back into center, push back into child's pose. Roll forwards into right foot to right hand. Reach up and out to 12. Back and over to 6. Turn these hips into the floor. Sink the hips down. Look over to 6. Look over your shoulder. So that's 1 on each side. Let's do 5. So another 4. Push back. Roll forwards left to left. Reach to 12, back and over, turn those hips in. Strap, right to right, reach to 12, back and over. One more. Really twist those hips into it so you open up that lower back. More. Big stretches. Take your time with that, guys. Just make sure you work through those movements. No need to rush. Good. Perfect. Okay, we'll go into some partnered up kettlebell swings now. So with your swings, the goal is stand about a foot behind your kettlebell, hinge at the hips if you place your pinkies chop into the hips like so, so where your thighs meet your torso, and then pinch those fingers as you draw the hips backwards. Your bum goes backwards 6 inches behind the heels, okay? Don't squat, keep a soft bend in the knee, but you're drawing the hips backwards as you hinge forwards, loading up those hamstrings and those glutes. The kettlebell hikes back in between the groin. When you feel the peak of the pressure of the wrist connect with the groin, this is the bit where you want to punch the arms off the hips. And before the hands, before the wrists leave your hips, you want your rib cage over your pelvis. So hinge through and punch through. Hinge through, punch through. The moment those hands leave the body, rib cage wants to be over pelvis. The more you punch the hips through, the more that kettlebell will float up. To start from a dead start position, finish with a dead start position. This is where the kettlebell's out in front, 2 hands on top of the kettlebell, pull those shoulder blades down, tilt the kettlebell towards you as you rock back, hike it between the groin, straight to your kettlebell swing, and then to finish with a dead stop, hinge it down, squat into it as the kettlebell drifts down towards the floor. Don't be putting your kettlebells down to the side. That's where people are likely to get hurt with this exercise. We're picking things up in general, going to the side. So just get into that good habit of going through the middle when you pick it up and when you put it down, okay? So what we're going to do now is partner up into twos. So partner up, we decided who's going to be partner 1, who's going to be partner 2. Partner 1 will do 2 repetitions, so 2 kettlebell swings. And then partner 2 will do 2 kettlebell swings. Then partner 1 will do 4, 4, 6, 6. Keep going for 3 minutes. Get that heart rate pumping. Nothing too strenuous. Siavash with the dumbbell, just hold the head of the dumbbell, hike it back. So you're still connecting your forearms and your wrists. So you groin, hike the dumbbell back, punch up, give it to float up. So you're throwing the kettlebell away, but keeping good strong grip of that one end of the kettlebell handle. Okay. So guys, if we go into twos, we shall go into Suki. If you go with Raj with Suki. Avi, if you go with Nat with Avi. Luke, if you go with Bash with Luke. And Neil, if you go with Simran with Neil. Siavash, you've not got your camera on at the minute, but if you go with me.
How am I going to, hang on.
If you just flick it on. Actually, if you go. Where are we? So
yeah, I've got it.
Tap your partner's face so that you can pin there. Perfect. So Siavash, if you where are we? Can you see Neil's face? So if you scroll across on the screen, or if you tap on where it says Neil, and then say pin, and just click pin, and you'll see Neil's face then.
I'm using my phone, that's why probably.
On the phone, if you scroll across, if you keep scrolling across.
Yeah, I've got everything. Yeah, I
Perfect.
can see him now, Neil. Good morning.
Perfect.
Morning.
So when
Morning,
Neil's
everyone.
going, you rest.
Okay.
And then when Neil's resting, you go. We're going to add 2 reps on each time. Ready, guys? Simran, if you
Go on.
so you and Siavash are going to go together.
Oh, right, yeah, okay.
First.
All right.
I'll go first then, yeah?
Okay.
So sorry, am I with Bash now? Yeah, Bash and
No, you're with Neil, Simran.
oh, I am. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Who?
Yeah, no, it's doubled up. So I'll go first, and then you two go next.
Oh, okay.
You start with 2 swings. 3, 2, 1, go. Partner 1, 2 swings.
Go back.
Oh,
Go back.
Siavash, go.
Go, Luke.
okay, 4.
Go, Red.
Go back.
Siavash, give me 4 now.
Go, Abby.
That's okay.
Give me 6.
Okay, 6.
Go, Reg.
Go back.
Go, Abby.
Kosaki.
Go, Luke.
Okay, 8.
2 minutes.
Go, Reg.
Go back.
Go, Abby.
That's okay.
Go, Luke.
Right.
Okay, go 10.
Go back.
Good work, guys.
Go, Reg.
Go back.
Go, Abby.
That's okay.
Go, Luke.
Go.
Go back.
Go, Reg.
Go back.
Final minute. Good hustle,
Go,
guys.
Abby.
That's okay.
Good work.
Go.
Go, Luke.
Bottle back.
30 seconds.
Go, Reg.
Go back. Go back.
Guys. Last 10.
Go, Abby.
Bash.
It's okay.
2, 1. Time. Well done, guys. Yeah, shake it out, grab some water, grab some coffee. To Siavash, with those swings, just watching when the kettlebell or the dumbbell in your case goes up, just make sure your rib cage is over your pelvis. Rib cage over pelvis. So when it leaves the hips,
Uh-huh.
the pelvis, then lift the kettlebell up. Otherwise, if we're in this position and the dumbbell or a kettlebell goes forwards, it means that we're not using the glutes and the hamstrings, but we're lifting with the shoulders and therefore putting the strain on the lower back. So here we want to stay connected. So we hike that weight backwards between the groin, get the wrist connected to the groin. You feel the weight transferring to your heel, and your toes should lift up as you pull those hips backwards, like something's pulling your hips back. Then when we punch the hips forwards, that's what makes the kettlebell, the dumbbell floats up. So we want the rib cage over the pelvis, and then the dumbbell lifts up, and then we receive it back in, okay?
Yeah,
Moving
good.
forward, just got to punch those hips a little bit more.
Thank you.
Okay, so what we're going to start off on today, guys, is slowing down so that we can speed up. We're going to work on your kettlebell clean. There's a couple of variations that you can use with your hand grip on this one. One being thumb facing forwards and two being thumb facing towards your bum. So when you receive the kettlebell backwards, you hike it back, your thumb's facing that way. And then when you punch out, pull the elbow in, shrug the shoulder, you just turn the thumb up, and the kettlebell then nicely rolls up the forearm. So your finishing position for the kettlebell clean is to have the forearm thereabouts vertical, elbows pulled into the side, not out to the shoulder. Okay, your knuckles aren't floppy, you're pulling the knuckles in, and the handle of the kettlebell, top corner sits in the webbing of the hand here, and it goes diagonally down, and the 45 degrees to the small bone of the wrist like that. Okay, that way the kettlebell's locked in position, so if we go into pressing, you know, you're not going to hurt your shoulder because that kettlebell's not swinging all over the place, okay? So, the kettlebell clean. Let me show you, and I'll break it down. Thumb facing forwards. We roll it up the body like so. Okay, so that was the thumb facing forwards clean. Thumb facing forwards, roll it in like so. Thumb facing towards bum, we just turn, as we throw the kettlebell out, we turn the thumb down. And this just gets more rotation in the kettlebell, allows it to roll up the body more. So all I'm doing there is turning the thumb in towards my bum. Okay, thumb that way. Okay, so when I punch out, again, you've got to have that kettlebell swing chiseled first. So when the wrist is connected to the groin, you hike back, peak of the pressure, you then punch that wrist off the groin. Okay, but you don't want the kettlebell to go forwards, right? You don't want it to go out. You want to keep as close to the body as you can. So as you hinge, you punch with the hips, you shrug with the shoulders slightly, you snap the elbow in, and that should be enough then to roll the kettlebell up into that cradle position. Remember, we want elbow pulled in, not to the side, forearm thereabouts vertical, knuckles pulled in, and that bar, the L on the out. So if that's one L, the L of the kettlebell handle sits into there, and the bar goes 45 degrees out to the side, okay? So let's have a little practice now. We'll do 5 repetitions with thumb facing forwards, because there's uses of having thumb forwards as well. And then feel the difference of having the reverse thumb grip, thumb towards bum with your kettlebell swings. See if actually with the dumbbell, because you haven't got a handle to work with, just do a hinge and catch the dumbbell here. And then to release the kettlebell, the dumbbell, we don't want to bicep curl it down. What we want to do is throw the weight of the dumbbell, the kettlebell outwards, so that we can go to our next hinge. So the hinge is to create momentum. You want a pendulum ticking underneath, and it's out of that pendulum that you pull in, okay, to get the kettlebell to float up. You see what I'm saying? So it's not a bicep curl, it's not a front raise. So we want to, from this position here, to release the kettlebell, throw it out and away, so we create that momentum in the kettlebell. Pendulum ticks back, and then we do exactly the same again. Punch with the hips, so you're punching your wrist off your groin, you shrug the shoulder, snap the elbow in, let that kettlebell roll up again. Okay. Let's do 5 on each side. Ready? 2, 1, thumb forwards, clean. Catch it in that cradle position, knuckles pulled in, forearm vertical, elbow into that hip. To release, nudge it forwards, and again, 2. Catch it in that cradle position. 3. Get it as soft landing as you can. 4. Good. 5. Good. Transition, swing it out, swap, other side. Catch it. Good. Thumb facing forwards, catch it. Get it to land as soft as you can. 3. Remember that 45-degree angle of the bar in your hand. L and L. Thumb in next to your top corner of the kettlebell. 2. The heavier the weight, the more that you've got to hinge. So I'm using a nice 20 kilo today. The heavier that kettlebell is, the more you've got to draw those hips backwards to hinge, okay? Remember, your goal is to create momentum in the kettlebell. However, what we'll do now is we'll use that thumb technique. So we just did thumbs facing forwards. Now let's reverse the thumb. So when you draw the kettlebell in, you go thumb towards bum. But when you punch the wrist off the hips, immediately, so you shrug the shoulder, snap the elbow in, but immediately now you just rotate that thumb up and the kettlebell will roll around the outside. What's also important as well is your grip. Don't grip it like a dumbbell. See if actually you're using a dumbbell, so do grip it like a dumbbell, but
Yeah, sure.
don't grip it like a dumbbell because you want the handle to move inside your hand. So when the weight's hanging, we just want to hook it in our fingers like that. We're not fisting it, fingering it. Hook it in your fingers like this. When the weight drifts up, then we slide the hand in like that. We don't need to grip it again. And that's where the handle of the kettlebell sits in the webbing of the hand, like there. So it locks in like that. So I'm just keeping a loose grip. Obviously, don't do an avy and drop it on the floor, but keep it. So keep a strong grip. Your tendons are super strong, and training kettlebells will strengthen your tendons like no other, especially with my finger operation. This is wonderful. So, and the nice thing as well is that it'll train your tendons without overdeveloping the muscles. When people start snapping tendons, it's because the muscles develop quicker than the tendons. So this is all tendons here that you're training, right? So don't fist it. Use the fingers and hook it. Okay. So let's do that inverted thumb now. So thumb towards the bum, reverse the grip, pull it in, twist it round. You notice it just goes up, especially with a bit more weight, just goes up so much easier. Hook grip, and then slip the hand through. Hook grip, slip the hand through. Roll the hand up. 4. Get it to land as soft as you can. Good. And then to swap, again, throw it out, pendulum, swap the hand, other side. Thumb to bum. Good. Thumb to you. Thumb to bum. Thumb to shoulder. Do 5. Hook it. Slip the hand through. Hook it. Slip the hand through. Hinge. Good. Also, you might be thinking, especially if it's your first time using kettlebells, what to do with your spare hand. Okay? You can mimic the pattern. So the hand that's not got the kettlebell in, mimic the pattern. So as the kettlebell goes back, take the other hand back. As the kettlebell comes up, bring the other hand in. So you can mimic the pattern, okay? Although the weight is loaded on one side and it isn't the other. So unilaterally, this is wonderful for your core, this cross section. Mimic your hand, mirror your hand, okay? As you do so. Same with single arm swings, mirror your hand. Okay, so that's your kettlebell clean, okay? Getting it to land as soft as you can. Remember, if you want a loose grip, if you're gripping too tight, you shave off milliseconds, okay? And those milliseconds is what prevents the kettlebell from landing soft into that cradle position between your bicep and your forearm. And that's the difference with it going thud. Also, if you throw it forwards and then pull it in, that's where it goes thud in your shoulder. So you notice how on the way up, I hinge, but I keep it as close to my body as I can. Shrug the shoulder, pull the elbow in, cradle it here between my forearm and my bicep. Then to release it, I want momentum. So I push it out and away into that swing. We go again, okay? Right, stepping it up from there would be so you transition. We just did that single arm swap into a swing. That's one way. Another transition would be putting it on the floor and picking it up on the opposite side. What I really like to do is a high transition. It's actually an easy version of the clean. You hinge back. This time you want your thumb facing forwards. You throw it in, but same technique. Shrug the shoulder, snap the elbow in, pull it in towards your chest. Then here you release the kettlebell and slide the other hand in, catching it in that cradle position. So you're almost just throwing it over, slip the hand in. Okay. Then we extend out into a hinge. Okay. Again, shrug the shoulder, pull the elbow in, receive the kettlebell up, and slip the other hand in. So you're swapping hands here. Okay. And this is why you want, again, a loose grip. Yeah. Hook it in the fingers, don't fist it. And then, so that way you can release the kettlebell to slide the other hand in. If you're gripping it tight, every time you come up, you're just shaving off those milliseconds. Okay, and if you shave off those milliseconds, it means that heavy weight wants to now drop. That's the difference. Because out of that hinge, you punch that weight, you create the kettlebell to float. Well, if you're shaving off those milliseconds, it ain't going to float forever. We've got this thing called gravity. So you've got to punch it and be quick with that transition. Okay, and that's why you don't want to grip it with a tight fist. You need to be real slick with it. So let's practice that high transition now. Siavash, because you haven't got the handle to use, what I would do is once again do 5 on one side, swap it over 5 on the other side with the dumbbell. Okay. but learn what we're doing here, okay, with the kettlebell.
Yeah.
Let's go. Back, other hand, slip the other hand in, and then throw it out, pendulum, slip it in with the other hand. Ooh, you keep going, guys, I'll just get a charge on that. Technology's failing me today. 5 minutes. 5 minutes side, keep going. Five in each side. Hike it back. Swap the hand. Out. 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 Finish with that dead start. So dead stop. Very good. Good. Shake your arms out once you've done that. Very good, guys. Okay. So next one. So that's your high transition clean. Now your dumbbell snatch, or your kettlebell snatch, sorry, is exactly a kettlebell clean. So you're keeping it close to the body, okay? But instead of catching it here, the snatch, you want to catch it here, okay? So the only difference between what you've just done and what you need to do the snatch is just give it more oomph. So from here, we want a big hinge and really punch it up so that kettlebell wants to float up towards the ceiling. That's all kettlebells is about. It's performance based. It's not about lifting like you would with dumbbells. It's about throwing them, okay? That's the difference. Don't lift it, throw it. So what we do with the snatch is exactly the same with the kettlebell clean. Shrug the shoulder, pull the elbow in, catching it here. But instead of catching it here, we're going to catch it here. And the difference between here and here is just giving it more oomph here, really throwing it from here. Okay, that's where the work's done. That's where you make that kettlebell float up. Again, you're not lifting it, you're throwing it. Okay, and when you throw it, that kettlebell wants to float up. That's where it's easy to maneuver through the hand. Okay, we'll do 5 in each side, and then we'll introduce the high transition, which is kind of, again, I think an easier version of doing the snatch. Okay. So all you got to do here is just throw it harder than you just did. Now, you might experience that when you throw it, it goes to about here. That's fine. Maybe you're not ready to catch it here yet. That's fine. So we'll do it in stages. So hinge, try and attempt to catch it here. So that would be your clean. Try and catch it here. Receive back down. Try and catch it here. Receive back down. Try and catch it higher each time. Okay? So you're going to gradually try and catch it higher and higher until you're catching it here in one movement, like that. Remember, pull it in, shrug the shoulder, pull the elbow in, catching it here. The harder you punch it up into the air, the more it's going to float. So if you're catching it here or here or here, you then finish with a press, okay? So if you're doing it in one movement, boom, you don't need the press. But if you're catching it here, 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 finish with a press, and then that's your snatch, or your progression for your snatch. So we'll do 5 on one side, 5 on the other. Then to lower the weight, once it's overhead, lower it into your chest again. Elbows pulled in, forearms vertical, knuckles are pulled in like you're winning that that arm wrestle. So you lower the dumbbell down, the kettlebell down. Then we go out to create that pendulum again. Pendulum out. Do it again. Snatch, lower down, throw it out. Snatch, lower it down, throw it out. So we do 5 on one side, 5 on the other. See if Ash, you can do this perfectly with a dumbbell. So hike it back and keep it close to your body on the way up. Don't swing it up like that. Okay, keep it close to the body on the way up. Lower it down, hinge back through. Ready, guys? Give me 5, 3, 2, 1. Go. Lower down onto the chest. Throw it out into that swing. Lower it down into the chest. Throw it into the swing. Throw it down. Throw it out. Keep it close to the body. As you throw it up, throw it down. 5 on the other side. Just throw it out. Under 20. My calluses on my hands are like leather boots. I'm not that bothered about them. You might be. So you might want to be wearing gloves. The trouble is, if you're wearing gloves, yeah, they protect your hand, but they also prevent the kettlebell handle moving inside your hand. So what's a better alternative to protect your hands from getting calluses like this is chalk. Because why that's happening is the moisture in my hands, especially when you're getting your sweat on, and it starts to rub on the skin, okay? So if you use chalk in your hands, you can get some liquid chalk. That way it takes the moisture out of your hands, and the kettlebell handle wants to slide super simple through your hands. And then just put some moisturizer, wash your hands and put some moisturizer on the end to get rid of the chalk. So the trouble, remember, with kettlebells is performance-based. So we're looking to find those milliseconds to perform these exercises. One last thing on the snatch. Okay, we're going to go into the high transition snatch now. Catching it is essential. You want, especially when it's overhead, because when it's overhead, this shoulder joint has to take, all the work in terms of that kettlebell moving around all over the place. If you're gripping it in the middle or the back, you haven't got the use of the thumb. So that kettlebell's not locked into the wrist. Let me demonstrate. So if you grip it in the middle or the back, you haven't got use of the thumb to lock it in. However, if you've got that thumb and index finger in the top corner and the bar's 45 degrees down, that's locked in. Okay, so when it's overhead, okay, look at that bar. See how it's at 45-degree angle? Hands open, yeah? Pushing through with the thumb. That kettlebell is locked in place. All right? Right, so we're going to do the high transition now, which is exactly the same as the clean, but we're going to throw it up higher so we land in the snatch. So hinge back, shrug the shoulder, pull the elbow in, get the kettlebell in towards the body. As it's lifting up above your head, slip the other hand through, punch the other hand overhead. So it looks like this. Catch it, lower it down, throw it out. Okay, lower it down, throw it out. So all I'm doing is, as the kettlebell comes up, I'm then coming in with the other hand from underneath and slipping it in, taking the other one out. And then I rotate the hand through as if I'm giving a high five. So as the hand comes up, take this one out, slip this one in, and then my hand rotates forwards, and then I fixate it overhead, upper arm and lower ear. 10 reps, that's 5 on each side. See, I've asked you 1, down, and as you go out here, swap the handle, okay? 2, down, as you throw it out, swap the handle, okay?
Okay.
Good, let's go, guys. 3, 2, 1. High transition, lower it down, throw it out, high transition, lower it down, throw it out, high transition. Look how close it stays to my body on the way up. On the way down, goes out. On the way up, it's close to my body. Doing your 10, shake it out. Woo! Okay. Good job. Shake it out. Have a rest. Right, we're going to put it all together now into a flow. So I'll start you off. I'll show you what we're going to do. I'll start you off, then it's all eyes on you, okay? So get a sip of coffee. So we're going to put it all together into a flow now. So first thing is a kettlebell clean, okay? Then receive it out, then it's a kettlebell clean into a lunge. Then you receive it out. Kettlebell clean into a lunge. Then you stand and press, lower it down, hinge it back. Then you go high transition snatch, okay? Lower it down. Then we start again on the opposite side. Kettlebell clean, kettlebell lunge clean, stand and press, lower it down, hike it out, and then we do high transition snatch. So the part where we're swapping from one limb to the other is the high transition snatch, the last exercise that you're going to flow together. And then we repeat again. Kettlebell clean, okay? Kettlebell clean and lunge, stand and press, lower it down, throw it forwards, high transition to the other side, kettlebell clean, lunge and clean, stand and press, high transition swap. We're going to tick through those reps. Let me show you what it is, how it looks, and then we'll add on top of that. So start with a dead start, stand behind the kettlebell, chop and drop at the hips, grip on the top. I'm not using reverse thumb on this grip. I'm using thumb forwards, okay? But you can if you want to. Hike it back, kettlebell clean, throw it forwards again, clean a lunge, stand and press, lower it down, throw it out, high snatch, high transition snatch, lower it down, go again, kettlebell clean and lunge, stand and press, lower it down, and then we go, high transition, okay, swap the other side, repeat, kettlebell clean and lunge, so try and get the lunge in the moment the kettlebell lands, stand and press, lower down, high transition to swap. Happy with that?
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to complete 10 of those. So 10, the big number first. So that's 5 on each side of that sequence. Clean lunge, stand and press, high transition. That would mark 1. Then we lower it down. Clean on the other side. Clean lunge, stand and press, lower, high transition, that would mark 2. So every time you complete the high transition, that marks the next rep. You're going to do 10 of those, superset that with 20 V-ups. Let me rephrase that. Do 10 if you're not so good at V-ups. Do 15 if you're in between. Do 20 if you're badass at V-ups. I'll leave that down to you so we can scale it. So your V-up, lay flat on your back, calves on the floor, sit up, your bum onto your bum, so your torso is 45, your legs are 45, reach for your toes and lay back down. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Once you've done your 20, or your 10, your 15, your 20, then we're going to do 8 repetitions of your clean, okay? Clean and lunge. Remember, whatever side the kettlebell you're receiving it on is the knee that goes down. Stand and press, okay? Throw it out, and then high transition to swap. With the dumbbell CFS, you do exactly the same. The only bit that you'll have difficulty, so do a clean and lunge, stand and press. The only difficulty that you have is the snatch and transition. So instead, after you've done your stand and press, throw it down, do a snatch, lower it down, and then swap hands here, and then do the opposite side, okay? So it's just because you haven't got used to the handle to swap it in the air. Other than that,
Yep.
It's the same thing. Okay, guys? So I'll start with you, and then I'll be checking in on you, all eyes on you. So 10 reps of you kettlebell flow, 10, 15, or 20 repetitions of your V-ups. Then we do 8 of your kettlebell flow, 10, 15, 20, or 20. I'm not saying do 10, then 15, then 20. Do one or the other, yeah? And then you do 6 of your kettlebell flow, then 20 V-up, 10, 20 do your V-ups, and then 4, then do your V-ups, and then finish with 2 of your kettlebell flow. Okay, that's 1 on each side on that occasion, and then you finish with your V-ups. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. Let's go. I'll start with you. 3, 2, 1, go. Clean, release, clean lunge, stand and press. Get that arm in line with your ear. Chest, lower, high transition. That marks 1 rep. Down. Clean and lunge. Stand and press. Lower, high transition. That's 2. Down. Clean and lunge. Stand and press. Lower, high transition. There's 3. Down. Clean and lunge. Stand and press. Lower, high transition. There's 4. Down. clean. Clean and lunge. Stand and press. Lower. High transition. There's 5. Down. Clean. Clean and lunge. Stand and press. Lower. High transition. There's 6. Clean. Clean and lunge. Stand and press. High transition. Woo! 7. Clean. Clean and lunge. Stand and press. High transition. There's 8. 2 more. Clean. Clean and lunge. Stand and press. High transition. There's 9. Woo! Clean. Clean and lunge. 10. Stand and press. High transition. There's 10. Dead stop. Fell down. 10 V-ups. 20 V-ups. 10, 15, or 20. Side. Now hard. You want to work. Scale the workout. Hey. Hey. Ooh. So that's the big set. It's easy on in after that. Now we're doing 8. If you kettlebell flow, and then your V-ups. Then 6 if you kettlebell flow, and your V-ups. 4 and 2. Job done. All eyes on you now. Let's go. Let's go. I'm checking in. Catch your breath. This is going to get your sweat on here. Okay? You're going to get you breathing. Clean. Get that clean to land soft. Clean and lunge sucky the moment that kettlebell lands. I want that knee to land. High transition snatch. Good. Other side. Clean. Good. Get that knee down this time. Ready? Drop that knee. Good. Stand and press. Good. High transition. So the trick here is to not get ahead of yourself. Slow things down. Everything's in stages. We don't want to start merging the exercises together. So Raj, with your clean, you're throwing it over your shoulder like a handbag. You know better than that. So we don't catch it here, we catch it here. Elbow into your hip, forearm vertical. You want it here, not like this. It's not a handbag. Boom. That's where we want it. Okay? Get it to land, okay, into the bicep and the forearm. Don't fling it out. Keep it close to your body on the way up. So it shouldn't hit you. Okay. Good snatch. Lower, down, and then clean. Good. Clean and drop the knee. Good. Stand and press. Good. Lower, high transition snatch. Very good. Very good. Okay. Good. Clean. Drop the knee. Good, Avi. Stand and press. High transition. Don't drop it, Avi. Don't drop it. Good. Clean. Good. Clean. Drop that knee. Stand and press. Lower. High transition. Don't drop it, Avi. Don't drop it. Good. With the high transition, Avi, I wouldn't do reverse thumb. I wouldn't do, I'd do your other cleans. I would do reverse thumb to bum. But you, for your snatch, I'd have thumb forwards. That's it. Because we don't want the kettlebell spinning when we do that high transition, that hand swap. Otherwise, you might drop it and then you'll have another crater in the floor. Nice work. Let's go again now. So 10, 15, or 20 V-ups in between. Clean. Clean and drop the knee. Good, Nat. Stand and press. High transition. Flip it. Good. Throw it up. Excellent. Good. Use that hinge to get the kettlebell weightless. Excellent. Well done, team. You should be getting a good sweat on here. Good snatch, Nat. Well done. Excellent work. Ooh, good effort. Simran, go on. Throw that kettlebell up. Throw it up. Clean. Good. Drop that knee. Good. Stand and press. Simran, you forgot to press. After the lunge, stand and press it up. Let's start in the lunge again. Go back to the lunge. So clean it up and go back to the lunge. Right leg back. All right, and as you stand, press overhead.
All right, okay, from there.
That's the one. And then do your high transition snatch. Yeah, good. Good, clean. Good, and a cleaner lunge. Tuck the knee. Stand and press.
Oh, got you.
Good,
Okay.
high transition snatch. Good job. Good. So after that lunge, Siavash, finish with that press overhead. So let's go again. Clean. Dumbbell clean. Good. Now clean a lunge. Take your right leg back. Good. Stand and press overhead.
Oh.
And then that snatch. Good. And then swap hands. Well done. Same again. Good job. Good form there, Neil. Don't forget the lunge. Stand and press. High transition snatch. Good, Neil. So, you know, with the snatch, Neil, I wouldn't do thumb backwards. I would just keep thumb forwards for the high transition snatch. That's it. That means that the kettlebell's not spinning so much when we're swapping our hands. But for your other cleans, definitely. Thumb forwards. That's it. And real good. Straight for the middle. Okay, keep the handle through the middle the whole time. Let your rib cage rotate through. Good bash. Keep chipping off those reps, guys. Good. And then high transition bash. High kick. Now, excellent bash. Good. So keep that handle through the middle. Let your rib cage do the rotating. Good. Keep going, Luke. Good snatch, Luke. Luke, with your cleans, slow it down a little bit and elbows out here, okay? Pull it in, like elbow into your hip bone, forearm vertical, knuckles pulled in. So instead of catching it here, pull it in here, okay? And then after you've done your snatch, lower it into here. When you lower the kettlebell down, pull the elbow back into the hip like this. So cradle the kettlebell. Each step real slow, okay? Real slow. Elbow much better. Elbow in. Clean a lunge. Snap. Lunge, good. And then high transition snatch. I don't know what you're doing now. The high transition snatch is good. Okay, lower it down, Luke. Okay, give me one clean. Good. And then one clean with a lunge. Left leg back. Good. Now stand and press. Good. Lower it. Now give me that high transition snatch. Perfect. That's your flow. That's your flow. Keep working down, guys. Chip 2 reps off each round that you complete. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. All the way down to 2 reps. Good, Neil. Get that back up. And you're doing 10, 15, or 20 V-ups in between. Well done. Fist up once you've completed it. You should be getting a good sweat on here. Getting the soreness out of those muscles. Good, Suki. Well done, team. You're doing really well. Real well. Keep flowing through. Big efforts. Big efforts. Come on. Suki, get them done. Done, Neil? Good job, champ. Well done. Are you done?
Yeah.
Nice job. Raj, you done? Another V-ups. Good work. Good, Luke. Good bash. Good, Siavash. Well done. Go on, Simran. Keep going. Good, Avi. Get those V-ups done. Get those abs. Big finish. Big finish. Come on. Come on, Simran. Abby, let's go, champ. What number you on?
That's one.
Good. Stand and press. High transition. Boom. Well done. Good, clean. Elbow pulled in. Stand and press. High transition. You forgot your snatch, Abby. Good. 20 reps then, Avi. Let's go.
Bye.
Simran, have a good day.
Thanks. Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Well done. Let's go, Abby. Finish those reps, all of them.
Done.
Nice. Good job. Good job, team. High five. So with those, when you were doing those, the cleans and the snatch, like keep your hand in the middle. You don't want it going to the sides. You don't want to be throwing the kettlebell out to your shoulder. Okay, keep it all for the middle. And when you're doing that, in particular the snatch, you can rotate your rib cage. You'll see, and I saw a lot of you doing it. You can rotate your rib cage to find that press. So on the high transition, you'd rotate the rib cage and then fixate the kettlebell overhead. But keep getting the habit of having the handle cutting through the middle each time, especially when you lower it down through the middle, or if you release from the top through the middle. Okay, we don't want to go around the outsides, and then you're moving efficiently, and it becomes an easier exercise to complete. But you are naturally picking that up. That's why I wanted to raise that point. So real good, guys. Well done. A good session. You got in the back.
Thanks, Paul.
Learning some more stuff.
Okay, I've got to leg it. I've got to get ready for work. See you later.
Cheers, mate. Have a good day, guys.